Hey everybody, what's going on? This is Orvie I MW3 bringing you another Advice with Orvie, and I really like keeping this series going, so remember, send me more questions in for the next video if you want. You can send those in at any time in the week. Just make sure you send them to my personal inbox and don't leave them in the comments. I mean, it's fine to leave questions in the comments, but if you want me to answer it in a video, it's easier for me if you'll send it to my mailbox and just say, like, you know, video question message or mail question message, whatever, in the title, so that I know what it's for. And I'll take it out and I'll put it on here probably. I'll use all of them. I promise I will, unless they're just really, really awful. I'll use all of them. It may just take me a while to get to yours, so don't worry about that. If you think it's urgent, put urgent on there, and I'll take a look at it, and maybe we'll bump it up a little bit. But anyways, we got some good questions today, so we're gonna jump into it. Number one is, what do you think about older kids in high school, for example, liking games like Pokemon and such? Is it stupid? Coming from a guy who plays video games like a ridiculous lot, and I'm 24, no, it's not dumb. I actually just got an emulator on my laptop to where I could play Pokemon and Zelda and stuff like that. Are people going to make fun of you for it? Sure, yeah, they are, but they're going to make fun of you for anything you do in high school. That's just how life works. You could be Channing Tatum walking around at your high school just ridiculous with 500 girls hanging on your shoulders, and somebody's going to make fun of you for something. So, that part, yeah, they're going to get you for it, and that's something they have a lot of ammunition about. But no, it's a video game, man. If you like the video game, play it. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just like anything else. You just have to realize going in that people are going to poke fun at you about it, and they're probably, more often than not, they're probably not really. They don't really care, they're doing it to have something to joke about. That's how most fun in high school is had. And people kind of forget, this is getting into a little more about bullying and stuff, but people usually take it a little too seriously and then get worried. And more often than not, people are just doing some of that stuff just to have something to do. And by the next day, they're going to be making fun of somebody else. So don't let that bother you. Do what you want to do and have fun. And I think playing Pokemon is one of the the least bad things you can do in high school. So don't worry about that. Question number 2 is actually very short, very sweet. How can I be more social? And I guess he's meaning with friends and things like that. And this has a lot to do with like that question the guy asked me last week about talking to girls. It's just practice, man. It's incredibly hard to do. Really hard for me. I'm one of the most shy people you will ever meet in your life. So it's incredibly hard for me to meet new friends and make new friends. Even more when you start talking about girls. The best thing you can do is if you have a good friend now that's more social than you are, or a guy that has other friends, hang out with him around the other friends, and then then it gets a lot easier, because talking to him, you'll be yourself. And then the other people will see that, and then if they, think that you'd be a good friend, and then y'all start talking and hanging out more. That's how it'll work. So that's the easiest way. That's the easy mode. That's Ghost FAMAS corner camping on being social. That's the easy way. If you're wanting to do it just on your own, it's really just practice, man. You just got to get out there, talk to people in class when not when the teacher's going. Talk to people. Ask them questions is the best thing. That works for girls and guys. If you're wanting to be more friendly and get to know people better, ask them questions about themselves, because people love to talk about themselves. So that'll get them talking, give you things to talk about, and just be easier. If you're talking about actually getting out and doing things, then that's another thing altogether. You have to really decide, and for most people it's a lot easier than it is for me. For me, I don't drink, so at my age, that's pretty much all anyone does. And to really make friends, you got to go to bars or clubs, and I'm not going to do that. So, not to say that there's anything wrong with that. That's just not who I am. So I'm not going to do that, and so it's harder for me to make friends outside of that situation, because I don't know very many people that don't drink, or that don't drink constantly. So what you can do is just find things that you are okay with, find things that you do like doing. If you want to make friends that play basketball, go to the basketball courts. If you want to make friends that lift weights, go to the gym. If you want to, things like that. So just find what, you want to do, and kind of go off of that. I think that's probably the best way to, to go about being more social, and just practice. Like I said, the more that you talk to people, the more that you get out and do things on your own, the better you'll be at it. Just don't. One thing that really is tough, especially for younger people, and like I said, I don't know your age, but ooh, I keep hitting this disc. Don't let who your friends are, or the people that you hang out with, don't let that decide who you are, because it's not. I guarantee you, I promise you it's not. All of my friends, like I said, the one thing that I have any kind of, like, I don't care if people have tattoos. I don't actually care about anything that other people do, but like for me, I'm not against getting a tattoo. I'm not against, all the other things or certain movies or, whatever. But the one thing that I'm not going to do myself is drink. But that being said, every single one of my friends drinks. So it's not like I cut those people out of my life or anything like that. But for 24 years, well, not 24 years, but since high school, that's been the case. I haven't had a friend that didn't drink since high school. So, since then, for what, 8-9 years, I've stuck with my deal while my friends were doing other things. So you can hang out with people and do things. Just if you feel strongly about something, don't let other people change you. And don't just think that you have to be exact mirror images of your friends when you don't, because that's when you lose who you are, and that's when you start getting into things that are just going to hurt you. So, as far as being social, go out, practice, ask questions, find people that do things that you want to do. That's the main thing. Alright, last question here. That was a pretty long answer for a question that was one sentence. Here we go. I like this one girl, but we don't really talk that much. She is already dating someone, but I still want to get to know her a bit better, and if things work out when she's single, ask her out. Do you have any tips on how to get her to notice me? Okay, that's a tough thing too. And I would say, if you're wanting to ask this girl out, be incredibly, incredibly careful how you're doing this, because you don't want to get attached to this girl right now while she's with this guy. No matter what the age, it's probably not going to work out between those two. Just that's how relationships are. So, you have a good chance of asking her out later, but don't get so attached to this girl that you're building her up and just psyching yourself out on her. And don't, it's tough when she's with someone else. It's just tough. So what I would say is if you're really dead set on doing that, just be your friend. Just be a good friend. It's tough there too, because when some girls, if they start to see you as just a friend, then you'll never really get a chance to date her later. What I would say is, as far as getting her to notice you, just go say hi. That's the best way, and it'll freak a girl out, especially if you're younger, because they're not used to guys doing that. Guys usually are really shy at younger ages, and they want girls to make the first move, which is fine. I'm not against that either, but yeah. So just go say hi, introduce yourself, ask her about herself, ask her about her day, say how was class or whatever, and ask her what she's doing and things like that, and just talk to her, and just but it is a sticky situation when you start adding in she's dating someone now, you want to date her. How do you get that part going? That's a whole other question altogether. You also asked me another question, which I'll answer in a response on my email or whatever messages. I didn't have time to stick them both in the video, but yeah. So the other part is where it gets sticky, and just I would say keep your options open. Keep looking for other girls as well, because trust me, there's just keep it open, and don't focus all of your time on this girl, especially while she's with someone else, when there may be someone else out there. Keep your options open. Keep looking at other people. I hope these answered all your questions well. Send me more questions, and I'll catch you guys